This is a video tutorial series on how to use Depreciation Lab effectively. Now we're gonna do bulk upload for WDV India tax method. Managing fixed assets for Indian income tax compliance means navigating the block of asset system, the 180-day rule, Section 50 disposal calculation, and Form 3CD reporting, all for potentially thousands of assets. Today we automate the entire WDV process with bulk upload system with Depreciation Lab. First, you need to download the template, as is the practice. So you can download the template. I already have an updated case study or a test template with validation errors deliberately in there to show you if you put wrong information in the columns of the template, that is WDV template, what kind of errors it will throw, and then how you can correct it. While the errors will be there, but the Depreciation Lab will not stop you from processing the correct data or correct asset data. As you can see, these are the columns which are required and must be accurate. That is asset ID, block of asset, asset name, transaction type, put to use date, amount, depreciation rate. Now I will show you the template itself, which is already filled. This is the WDV input template. I'll scroll it down. We have 1001 rows or assets, you can say. Each row represents the asset. So we have columns asset ID, block of asset, asset name. This is a critical column, transaction type, which is very critical. That's why there is a drop down, so you don't put accidentally any kind of spelling error or any other word other than these three words here. Then put to use date, which is critical under Indian Income Tax Act. Then there is an amount, depreciation rate, which is also a drop down, tax rate for your company or firm or business, discount rate for tax savings, which is a cash flow discounting to the present value, impairment, improvement date, improvement cost, up to 3 improvements, so you have to put cost and the date of improvement, disposal date, disposal sale price, and disposal expense. So we have total 18 columns, and out of which these red columns, or a pink column you can say, 7 columns are mandatory to fill. Now let's close this file. We're not going to save it. Go back to the lab and we go to the WDV input tab and upload the Excel file. The file is uploaded. We have 995 valid rows and the lab has discarded 5 invalid rows, which you can see here. Why these particular rows are skipped. So for row 51, there is no asset ID. It's empty. Row 141, the transaction type is incorrect. It says new purchase instead of opening, buy and sell. It should have been buy here. For row 231, put to use date, there is no date at all. Similar is the case with other 3 errors. But the rows which are 995 number of rows, for that calculation will run. Other pro tips you can read here, always for your reference. 180-day rule, date matters. Addition on or after 4th October to get 50% depreciation automatically. Disposals, record sales by using sale column. The engine calculates STCG, STCL, that is short-term capital gain, short-term capital loss as per Section 50 of the Income Tax Act, Indian Income Tax Act. Improvements, add up to 3 separate improvements per asset row in the template. Asset limit, as you know, in the business plan, maximum 1000 assets you can upload in a single go with this template. Now let's run the calculation. The calculation has been done. Currently we are in financial year 2026-2027. That is current financial year. And you can always switch to projected financial years as well. So these are the high level cards and high level value. So it says current financial year depreciation. That is 505 crore. That is an Indian terminology. So 129 crore is your total tax saving based on 25% tax rate. Next year depreciation is 324.7 crore. 180-day rule assets half year applied is 8 asset, and from 3CD status is complete, which is calculation is done, which I will show you in a moment. There is a warning. 8 assets qualify for half depreciation 180-day rule. These assets were purchased after the cutoff date impact. So the depreciation impact is 8,17,640. You can export the schedule, which I'll show you in a moment. This is the block-wise depreciation summary. There is a chart here and there are some important notes. When you select a cell as a transaction type, the system assumes your entire asset has been disposed or discarded even if a closing WDV balance appears above. No further depreciation. Once the asset marked as sold, the asset is removed from the depreciation block. No depreciation will be calculated in subsequent years. Tax versus book accounting. Under book accounting, that is Companies Act in India, you would calculate a gain or loss on disposal, that is sale minus WDV is equal to gain or loss. However, this tool is designed specifically for Indian Income Tax Act compliance and from 3CD filing. Now, this particular sentence or this particular statement is in context of bulk uploading of WDV tax asset. We have a DB method which follows Indian Companies Act. So there it is more flexible and you can see gain or loss accurately under Indian Companies Act. So if you go to standard method here and you upload similar same asset data and apply only DB method and then again come back here in WDV India tax and do the calculation for the depreciation for the tax purpose or taxation filing purpose, that is from TCD, you will have a comparative apple to apple data which you can analyze and see what's the difference. Under Income Tax Act, block of asset concept, that is section 32, individual asset or gain are not recognized separately. Instead, if sale proceeds is less than WDV, shortfall reduces the blocks WDV. If sale proceeds exceed WDV, the excess is treated as short-term capital gain under section 50. Depreciation is calculated on the net block, that is opening balance, that is opening WDV, plus addition minus disposal. For Form 3CD Schedule 8 reconciliation purpose, only the block level WDV movement matters, not individual asset level profit or loss calculation. And there is another notice here. If you need to track gain or loss for financial reporting, please maintain a separate record under your book accounting system, that is your ERP. Now let's export the report. Here we can download from 3CD. This is formatted as per ICAI guidelines, which is Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. So they have suggested this form in compliance with taxation rules. So we'll download that. And we'll download also complete report Excel based, that is a normal summary report for all assets. So this is your from 3CD report. Very small report because again, the taxation reporting as per blocks, not asset wise. You can see asset count, 995 assets, status active, ready for filing your tax returns. As I said, from 3CD schedule, this is the report. It is formatted for Indian income tax audit reports, showing opening balances, addition, disposal, segment by 180-day threshold, closing WDV as per block. This particular report gives you comprehensive asset level detail for internal records and auditor review. All process files are synced to the cloud and preserved in history. Critical reminder, uploading a new WDV file is a full replacement. Always maintain your master spreadsheet and re-upload complete file. Very important note, this module is strictly for Indian Income Tax Act compliance, not Companies Act of India. That is book depreciation. For book depreciation, use standard methods or a DB method in the bulk upload section as I showed you before. So WDV module here is equal to Income Tax Act section 32 only. For Companies Act Schedule 2 book depreciation, use standard method bulk module. Key points, these are the key points you need to keep in mind while using WDV India tax method bulk upload section. WDV India method is a block of asset system. Assets are grouped by rate, not individual tracking for each asset. The 180-day rule. Assets acquired on or after 4th October get 50% of the block rate, that is rate of depreciation. Transaction types, opening, carry forward value, buy, addition, sell, disposal. Section 50 triggered when disposal proceeds exceed total block value. This flags STCG, that is short-term capital gain. Form 3CD Schedule 8 is equal to primary export for Indian tax audit filing. This module is equal to Income Tax Act only, not Companies Act or book depreciation. You need business tier account or business tier subscription for Depreciation Lab in order to use WDV India tax method bulk upload. So this was my overview and walkthrough on how to use WDV India tax method template upload. If you have any questions or if you need any clarification, please let me know in the comment section below. Now in the next video, we'll go through activity based UOP method and I will walk you through how to upload the template, the input template up to 1000 assets. Thank you so much for watching.